welcome back to my channel. I'm Kinsani and I bring you education, faith, wisdom and lifestyle content. Please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. You have seen the title of today's video, but before I get into that, I just want to do a shout out to some of the people who consistently engage on the channel. That is Ntando Dube, Dudu Mashele, Robin Glovu, Vugala. Some of them are my friends, so thank you so much guys for the consistent support. I really appreciate that. And so let's go straight into what I'm talking about today. But also before I get into that as well, the one thing that I want you to take away, even if you don't listen to the entire video, is perspective. Have a good perspective. So you cannot listen to what everybody is saying about the legal fraternity. Yes, it's saturated. Yes, there's too many people doing XYZ. But remember, you can always be an exception. You can always thrive. There's always opportunities. And if you look at what everybody is saying, you will not fulfill what you're supposed to do. Secondly, look at the end goal. What is your end goal? Your end goal is to be an admitted attorney. So for your first 2 years, that is your desire to become an admitted attorney. So work towards that. Do not be concerned about everything else that surrounds the situation. So like money, if you don't make it to the top 5, again, you are worried about money. That is noise. 2 years of your life is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I know so many people who have done their articles years ago, and I can say some of their names here, but these are sisters that really inspire me. They're now running firms, they're now in corporate up there. But if they tell you where they started and how much they earned, you will not believe that. But I believe that when they look back and think, it was just 2 years and I thought I wouldn't survive that time, and they survived, and this is where they are today. So fix your eyes on what is ahead, not what is around you. What surrounds you. Perspective is everything. How you see things is everything. The words you speak are everything. Words build worlds. The difference between worlds is words. And not only that, but you must have a mindset of abundance, right? Not a mindset of scarcity and lack. Speak life, speak abundance. God is full of abundance. We see that in the book of Matthew, where he feeds 5,000 people with only 2 fish and I think 5 loaves, and then there's still so much more. And after that, the only thing that they had to do was manage what they had. So it's very important to have a good outlook in life, because things are always happening. So extravagant thinking, change the way you think, read, listen to people who speak about what you must speak about, declare the word of God over your life, very important. So now, I'm done preaching. Let's get into it. How to thrive as a candidate attorney. There are certain things that I was consistently spoken to at work when I was a candidate attorney, that I think shaped my journey or shaped me as an attorney. These were areas that my principal and my previous bosses always spoke to me about. And the first thing was understand what you are being asked to do. So the one thing we do as candidate attorneys, because you're excited and you want to impress somebody, or even as just or even after being a candidate attorney, is that you get an instruction, right? But you don't know what you're supposed to do. You heard what you're supposed to do, but you don't know what you're supposed to do. The format that the work is supposed to present must take. So you rush to go and spend time on something or answering something, but it's actually not the right thing. And you know, attorneys sell time. So that time that you spent, that 5 hours that you spent researching a question that you were not asked, has now been wasted. So it's very important for you to understand the issue. If you must go back 2 times, 3 times to understand what you are being asked, then go back to at least present something that is of substance to whoever has given you an instruction. So know what you are being asked to do know what the issue is, know what presentation you must bring. Is it in a form of an opinion? Is it in a form of a research note? Is it in a form of a letter? What am I supposed to do, and what structure must it take? Okay, cool. Number 2 is take notes all the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. You will not remember everything, and the one thing we always do, we do it all the time, is believing that we will remember the things we are being told to do. Always have a notepad. A conversation that you have, make that note, write down who you spoke to. When you get instructions, go with your notepad. You will think that I am so smart, I will remember everything. No, I only have 5 things. And you know how practice is. It becomes so busy, you even forget the stuff you were supposed to do, and then you get into trouble. And then somebody says, I said this, somebody said, I said that. So it's very important for you to write down. If you can, write down everything. You might look like you are a problem and you are a bit too much, but write down everything. It will always help you. Yeah, I remember there was a guy, guys. Hey, yeah, ne? There was a guy who was like, why do you have to write down everything? And that's because I also write down everything in my personal life. Like when I have to buy something, when I have to do something, I write it down because I forget. I'm gonna go to the store and I know I'm only buying 3 things, then I only buy 2, and then when I come back, then I've forgotten that. So it's and this guy was like, why are you not that smart? And I was like, what the hell, guys? Okay, these boys, okay. Number 3, speak like a lawyer. Oh my gosh, this one was something that my principal always said, speak like a lawyer. So there's jargon, right? If you went to English class, it's called jargon. There's specific words that find application within the legal profession. There's certain things that we do not, there's a way in which we present words that is completely different from a lay person, a person who's not in the legal fraternity. We speak of agreements and contract and consensus. We speak of expropriation. Not somebody took my land. We speak about expropriation. We speak of townships. A township means something completely different in the legal. The legal definition is completely different, right? So there's a lot of things that are different. So when you're being asked something, when they say speak like a lawyer, it's because you're gonna come and say, so, and then this person took, I got into this property, and then I was in this property, and then when I was away and I locked it, and when I was away, somebody came in and they took the property, right? So you were spoliated, right? You had possession of the property. That's how they want you to do it. They want you to speak like that because legal definitions and legal words are very important. They are the ones that make your case. A legal definition of a river is different from what me and you know as lay persons. So in environmental law, if you don't satisfy some of the legal definitions, then you actually don't have, for example, a contravention. I remember with a crime, you remember in criminal law, we had something like that, where it said that murder is the intentional killing of a human being, if I remember correctly, which means if you don't satisfy the requirements of murder, then you have not committed a crime, right? So it's very important to speak like a lawyer. That is the 3rd thing. The 4th thing is that IPAC will always save your life. Even if you don't know the format of what something must take, if you always use the format that you learned at school of FIPAC or IPAC, which is the facts, the issue, the principles, and the conclusion, it's always helpful. In that way, you've dealt with everything that you need to deal with. You will, even case law, actually, even court decisions are actually structured in that manner. You'll see the court will start with the facts of the matter, or the background and the facts, and then they'll come with the issue that the court must consider. The court wants to consider X, Y, Z. What does the law say? Then they come and they say that Act 16 of 1979 says 1, 2, 3. What has the court previously held in other decisions? This is what it has said. If there's also opinions that were presented, or international law that comes into play, then they also put that. And then there's the conclusion, and then the order, right? So even in doing an opinion, that is a similar structure that you must adopt. Even in doing some form of research, always take it back to what the matter you're dealing with. So it's very important to work with IPAC. It's always helpful. And last but not least, yes, you are a lawyer, you read case law, you know contracts, you know environmental law, but you are not just a lawyer, you're so much more than that. So you must read widely. You must know things even outside of your profession. You must be able to hold conversations about climate change. If you're a lawyer specializing in insurance, you must know something about something else. So you must read about what's happening in the country. You must know those kind of things. You must know what's happening in the economy. You must know, you must read outside of what you already know, because the big lessons are from reading. Another thing that my bosses always spoke to us about was reading. We had to read the legal brief to find out the developments in the law, what's happening, what bills are coming into play, what's happening in the politics of the country. So in a nutshell, those are the 5 things that I can say can help you thrive as an attorney. If you adopt some of these things and you see results, please do let me know. I would like to know that you find this helpful. Anyway, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Do not be selfish with good news. Do not be selfish with good things. Goodbye.